The Artificial Podcast Shorts.
Enemy of the State, which came out in
I've never seen it.
1998. You've never seen Enemy of the State?
No.
All right, add that to your list too.
Wait, didn't you tell me to watch this and I went to go watch it and I turned it off because I was bored? Is this Will Smith?
Was it? Yeah, Will Smith was in it.
Yeah.
How could you get bored with this movie?
I don't know. I was probably watching TikToks.
Well, it was directed by Tony Scott, whom you probably have never heard of, but the producer was Jerry Bruckheimer, which you probably have heard of.
I know him. Yeah, I took a picture of his logo.
In fact, I think
real time.
Bruckheimer did all the Pirates movies, didn't he?
I don't know.
He produced them?
I don't know.
Maybe. Anyhow, Enemy of the State came out in 1998, and if you haven't seen it, I won't ruin the whole plot, but very good movie. Stars Will Smith, Gene Hackman, Regina King, and Angelina Jolie's father, John Voight. And Enemy of the State follows Will Smith as he attempts to flee from government surveillance after becoming inadvertently involved in an assassination plot. Government-sponsored assassination plot, might I add. And the whole tagline of the movie, which I thought was pretty clever, is it's not paranoia if they're really after you.
True, yeah. It's just fear at that point.
And essentially, Enemy of the State predicted the big brother state of government, which I feel like a lot of people use that term but don't even understand where that comes from. Do you know where Big Brother comes from?
No.
It comes from 1984. One of the best books ever written. Yeah.
Okay.
So Enemy of the State essentially predicted the Big Brother state of government surveillance before it actually happened, as we know it now, post-September 11th, 2001, and the signing of the Patriot Act, which basically gave the government, in the protection of democracy, the ability to spy on its own citizens. Which nobody talks about. And we could probably do a whole episode on that. It's not really relevant, but that's a really deep rabbit hole to dive down.
Why do you think they want to spy on us?
Control.
Yeah.
I mean, what was? There's no other. There's no other reason.
Just trying to think. Yeah, it's just basically control, and to give us. Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Right, and it's interesting too. Enemy of the State came out 15 years before Edward Snowden leaked the classified intelligence on U.S. domestic and foreign surveillance tools, specifically that X-Keyscore tool, which, of course, we now know is an NSA tool that they use that can allow them to spy on anybody in the world.
That's another thing is Edward Snowden. Like, what he did was, he's a hero, man. But because what he did was against our government, he now has to hide in Moscow.
Correct, for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life. So it's like, oh, you exposed secrets about our government? Well, here you go. But the secrets that he exposed were like against us, and nobody freaking knows about the guy. Like,
yeah, nobody knows what he did. Well, because the media and the government don't want you to know about him.
Correct. People are like, didn't he like do something like bad against like treasonous against our government? It's like, yeah, well, that's what the government wants you to think.
Correct.
God.
When in fact he really just revealed he revealed what the powers of the Patriot Act gave the government and how deeply they were truly spying on people. Because an Enemy of the State, the entire time Will Smith is being tracked by the government because John Voight tried to assassinate somebody. Again, I'm trying not to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it, but anyhow, they're showing like how they bug phones. They have satellite imaging that can follow you down to ground level.
Yep.
They have vehicles that have radio frequency things on them that can listen in on conversations. And the thing is, what's fascinating about it is that's all real.
Yeah.
Like
this isn't science fiction at this point. It's
they
like,
have
this is
shit
what we have
that we don't even know about to spy on people with, and we will never know about it. The only reason we know about, again, the Edward Snowden stuff is because for some reason that guy had the cojones enough to go public with it.
Yeah, and guess what happens when you have cojones? You now have to hide in Russia for the rest of your life.
Right.
That's what cojones get you.
Truthfully, I wonder if he's ever sat down with Mr. Putin and revealed shit.
Hopefully not.
Because he was pretty deep into
sat down
CIA
with Jon Stewart.
and NSA.
Not Jon Stewart. He sat down with John Oliver.
I mean, he's the biggest proponent I think I know of against the surveillance state and what all this technology is allowing the government to do.
Yeah.
I mean, how about just the fact that it came out, within the last week, that Trump's Justice Department was able to subpoena Apple, which, of course, Apple always touts around, oh, no. Your information is safe with us. We don't leak anything.
Yeah.
And Trump's Justice Department subpoenaed Apple to get phone records and text message records of users, specifically of the opposite political party.
Subpoenaed them. That's like, hey, America, do you want to be North Korea? That's how you become North Korea.
Interesting fact, subpoena power was greatly expanded under the Patriot Act. A lot of our current surveillance, statish type stuff can be traced back to the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
And again, now we're in 2021. Nobody remembers nearly half of the stuff that Edward Snowden leaked, but they're still using it.
Like, majority of people didn't know, like, at the time who he even was.
Majority of people don't even know what FISA courts are.
FISA courts? Like, I'm talking about, like, for example, I'm thinking of the one person that said, "Who's Edward Snowden?" The interviewer asked him, and the random person in the street was like, "Isn't he some Russian guy that tried to hack into our system in the U.S.?"
Oh my
gosh!
No. Yeah, most people don't even know what a FISA court is.
I don't know what a FISA court is.
Oh, Brett. Okay, so essentially, a FISA court it's under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which I guess originally was enacted in 1978, but the powers of it were greatly expanded underneath the Patriot Act. And essentially, FISA exists outside of the regular judicial system we have in the United States, right? Where you're entitled to trial by jury, innocent until proven guilty, proper due process of law. Well, with the FISA court, they can issue warrants and subpoenas without anybody ever knowing about it. And if you are considered a threat to the United States government,
dude,
you lose all those rights.
That's stupid. That's stupid. That's like a loophole into saying, how do we not follow the rules that we've been that we were founded on? Oh, let's just make some bullshit up and call it a FISA court.
And that's this whole war on terrorism, right? Because when you're at war with a
thanks 9/11.
When you're at war with a specific group of people or a country, you have to still abide by a lot of that due process of law, human rights, all that stuff. But when you're at war with an idea, it changes things.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
Correct. And thus, we have FISA courts.
That's stupid.
Hope you learned something there.
I did.
Everybody listening, I hope you learned something there.
FISA court is just so they can do whatever they want.
Correct. So if anyone or anything is deemed a national security risk, they can go and get a subpoena or a warrant from a FISA court without following the normal due process of law. And you can get tried in a FISA court.
Now, how hard is it to do that? To deem somebody that...
Incredibly simple with the expanded powers of the Patriot Act.
I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, how hard is it to bring up a FISA court? Like, there has to be hurdles, right?
All it has to be proven is that you are a threat, a domestic or foreign threat to the United States government.
How hard is it to prove that?
That's why anytime... And we're probably getting into conspiracy theory territory here, although it's true, which was proven with X-Keyscore. I'm not an intelligence person. You're asking the wrong person. All I know is there are keywords out there that anytime they are used on the internet, it is tracked and sent to an NSA database.
I mean, some of the stuff we've said, we should go to the FISA court. So...
Yeah, but they really look into your history, and I mean, they have technology and capabilities to look into your history as a person that we will never know.
Yep.
So, hey there, artificial podcasters. Nick Myers here just to say don't forget to smash the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our latest episodes and new content. You can also listen to full episodes of the Artificial Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and Anchor.fm. If you or someone you know is interested in being a guest on the show, visit us on the web at www.theartificialpodcast.com. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.